LightSpeed English podcast number 10 for advanced speakers, and we're here with Gordon.
Hello.
And today we're talking about gender role.
Now that's not like a sausage roll, which is something completely different.
We don't know what a sausage roll is.
You don't know what a sausage roll is?
I know, but in Spain or any other country,
You must learn. If you don't know what a sausage roll is, you must learn.
it's not very nice. It's very greasy.
Well, it's not nice. I don't eat sausage now, but I used to like them.
Right, sausage roll is basically a sausage surrounded by pastry, because everything in England has something surrounded by pastry.
Puff pastry normally.
Okay, puff pastry. What is it? Puff? Is it puff or puffed?
Puff pastry.
Puff pastry.
Yeah.
But it's still pastry. Everything in England is something meat pastry, meat pastry.
And it's puff pastry because it's been puffed up. Because this is puff, okay? So, and we're not going to go there because it's a sausage, and I'm not going to do that. But it's.
Oh my god.
Move on.
Yeah.
Right. So
what about
gender
eyes?
roles.
You say puffy eyes, and
Puffy
then not.
eyes. Puffy. Yeah. Or
it's
you
been
can
like
say your eyes are puffed up. It's like
pumped up.
Pumped up, yeah?
But you wouldn't say your tires need puffing.
No. Pumping. Yeah. Okay. Right, so moving on. Gender roles. What I think would be interesting is to look at the difference between the UK and Spain, because it's worth making the comparison in terms of what a man sees his role as in the house and what a woman sees her role as in the house. Okay?
Okay.
And I'd like to talk about an example of some of my students from the Czech Republic, which again is what I would say is as a country slightly more traditional, more traditional than Spain. Yeah. So here in the UK, the gender roles have changed dramatically since the 70s, 60s, 70s here, massively. In fact, we got to the point where they became blurred, and we weren't really sure what the gender roles were during a period of time. I think they're starting to settle down. How do you see in Spain the role of the man, husband, father?
In what generation?
Now.
I think it's pretty much like in England. It's more. It's not so. This is my job. That's your job. It's more shared now. Men cook now. Men clean. Men go shopping. Men look after the children.
Okay. What age bracket would you put those men in now in Spain? Is it all men?
30-year-olds. Maybe 30, 40, 20 something.
Right. So
when you start to have a family, really, that's what I'm talking about. When you have a family and you have a wife and children and.
Yeah. Here in the UK, it's starting to become more popular that we have what are called house husbands, whereas when the woman is earning a better salary than the man, so it actually makes sense for her to go back to work and him to stay at home.
That doesn't happen very often though, at all.
But it's becoming more popular here in the UK.
Well, I've been going to clubs with Sebas, with my son. He's 2 years old, 2.5, and I've been going to clubs. All the clubs that I go to are 99.9% women with their children.
Sure.
There was only once one man that he was a stay-at-home dad because his wife had a better contract or better salary than him, so he took the time off with his daughter. One ever in 2.5 years. I've seen one man.
I think it depends on the region. For example, remember we're in the northeast, and here we are more traditional in the northeast in terms of gender roles.
Sorry. Do you think men still earn more money than women for the same job?
Yes. In the UK, the statistics show that men still earn, I don't know, 20-25% more than women.
Yes, well, I think it's the same in Spain.
Yeah.
Men still earn more.
One of the reasons is this. When you start a job in the UK, every year you move up to a new level of salary. Yeah, very typically. But what happens is women quite often have to take time out of work. So they might take 2 or 3 years off. So they lose that, what we call gratuity, and so when they go back, they're back on the lower level.
Right.
So they're going up 3 steps, down 2, up 3 steps, whereas men are carrying up. So I think that also skews the information. Yeah.
Right.
But also I think that men get paid more.
So if we take this example personally, and I said to you, right, Gordon, you stay in the house with Sebastian, and I go to work, but you have to do everything, like go to clubs with him, and would you like that, or would you feel it'd be like weird having to do that when it's supposed to be the woman's?
It isn't so much. I don't think I would feel weird because this is the woman's job. I would feel weird because that isn't something that I feel would fulfill me.
Right.
Yeah, I like to do some other things. But if I had to, if for example, if you were earning £1 million a week.
Well, not that I'm earning more than you.
You were earning more than me.
I'm earning more than you, and we say, right, it makes sense that I go to work.
Yeah, then I would do it, but I think I would find it very difficult.
Right.
I would find it very, very difficult, and that's being honest. I would find it very difficult to be a house husband.
What part will you find difficult?
I would think I would feel trapped.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because in comparison to what I do at the moment, I'm out and about, I'm talking to this one, that one, doing this, doing that, and then every day to be knowing your routine for the day, I think I would find it difficult.
Do you know this gender role thing? Now it seems that we women have to do exactly the same things as men, and if we don't, we're losing our opportunities in life, and we should be there going up the ladder. But when we had our son, I thought for me it was an honour to take time off work, because work at the end of the day is something that you do for money, basically, to spend time with my son that I love. And I think, wow, I'm in the house with my son, I can do what I like, well, ish. I know it's hard work, but I'm with my son. Going to work is also hard work.
Absolutely, yeah.
And but it seems that if you say, well, I just want to be, if you can afford it, of course I'm saying, but if you say, well, I just like being in the house with I want to be a housewife. No, housewife sounds a bit like I'm your slave.
But that's what we call that, housewife.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like being a housewife because I'm with my son and I can be with him every day of his life. People go, you don't want to go to work. Why not? You should be working. And that makes me feel bad as well for me and the rest of the women that actually like being in the house. It's like you can't do that because you should go out and do everything.
It's a really interesting point that you said. Something I've noticed that when, for example, in my classes, when I ask people what jobs they do, housewives always put just in front of it. They say, "I'm just a housewife," as if it was a demeaning thing, or as if it was nothing of importance. I'm just a housewife. And I always say to them, what do you mean by just? That's a big job. And I think we've been sold a bit of we've been tricked a little bit into thinking that everybody should have a career.
Yeah.
And it's not necessary, because for me, being a mother, a full-time mother, is a career, and it's a good one. It adds more value to society than going out and sitting in front of a computer every day.
Or leaving your career for your family.
Yeah.
That for some people is inconceivable. How can you leave something that you've worked for to be with your children? You send your children to school, send your children to the nursery.
Sure.
There are nurseries, you know.
So what we've
I
got,
understand.
sorry, go ahead, carry on.
No, I'm just going to say I understand both ways, but now it seems like we're pushed into work.
Yeah. And in the nursery now, for example, we've got a nursery just up here. They take children in at 3 months. 3 months.
They take children from 8 weeks.
From 8 weeks. So that's
8
2 months now. From 8 weeks. That's because some women only have 3 months maternity leave.
Yeah.
So they have a month beforehand and then 2 months after. And so then they have to go back to work. They don't have to, but if they want to keep their lifestyle, they want to keep the car, they want to keep the house, everything, they're going back to work. And the babies are going into nursery at 2 months. And for me, I don't think that's a natural state of affairs. What do you think?
No, and I think that affects everything else as well, because like breastfeeding, it gets very hard to breastfeed if you have a child at nursery and you go to work. You have to pump. It's not that easy to pump at work. You have to pump in the toilet, and it's not that nice to be pumping in the toilet. Or you have to do, you know. So people just tend to like say, "Well, I'll stop that.
Stop breastfeeding.
You
put the baby in the nursery, and I'll go back to work."
Because it is hard. They make it hard for us.
Yeah.
It's either you make the choice of, right, I'm staying in the house. I'm not going to have that money coming in anymore, but I'm staying in the house. It's a big sacrifice.
Sure, it is. It is, and I think that's where these gender roles have got in the UK have gotten a little bit unbalanced. That's all, because I think, you know, it's a beautiful thing to be at home with your children, and the fact that I know that you're with my son makes
and
with our son makes me feel so much better when I go out. Whereas if they were with some stranger in a nursery, I don't think I would feel quite the same.
Whatever works for whatever works for the family. Some families really like, and the children love going to nursery.
Sure.
And they have a really good time. It depends on your child. I know my child wouldn't like to go to nursery because he's very shy, and
Sure.
so it depends.
It depends, yeah.
But I think we should just let people choose.
Oh, for sure.
Like, without pushing into one or the other, no?
For sure, yeah, absolutely.
Same for men. You don't have to do all the. I don't know. It's complicated, I suppose.
And it's changing all the time.
It's changing, and it's complicated. Well, thank you very much, Cody.
Welcome.
Okay, so we're gonna go. So have fun.
And we'll see you in the next one. By the way, everything's in the transcription, okay?
Exactly, yeah. And we have help sheets, transcriptions, and translations available in www.lightspeedenglish.co.uk. Bye bye.
Toodaloo.